Probably the most interesting and unique building I've ever seen in my life. And a few months back we thought it'd be a good idea to actually buy it. Since then I have been documenting absolutely everything. The castle is down this road. You see that M? That stands for medieval. It's a very normal, busy highway. After that you've got AutoZone. Next to that you've got a dentist with incredible Wi-Fi. Then things change. Behind these gates is the last thing you would expect to see. It is a building which has enchanted passers-by for years and years. And we're going to save it. Somehow.
We went head first into the fire. Watch the flames rise higher, love. We were burning.
Oops.
This might look like a hole in the roof, but to me, this is the American dream. And it all started on a day very similar to today when we first came to see it. It was hot, it was sunny. This is me when I didn't look like a bum. It's my wife, Kristen, and her teeth. We were nervous. I think we felt like this could be the beginning of something. I don't know.
No.
It all started about a month earlier.
Oh my god.
I'd mentioned the castle on Facebook to Kristen. Coincidentally enough, it was for sale for the first time in over 50 years. I don't think we were that serious at first. I mean, it just intrigued us and we fancied a day out. Most expensive day out in my life. All the time the castle has been here and there was only one photo from the inside, from a newspaper article from the 80s. Very few people have been this close up, never mind actually inside. As you get close, that's when you start to appreciate the details. The building was pieced together from numerous old buildings. I'll get to that as well in a later video. And after that, you just start to notice the quirkiness. From the two giant horses on front, to the countless different lions and the Roman statues. I think this one is Bob Ross. And then there was a bog. It was a little bit overgrown. Lots of it were like a forest. We couldn't see the whole back. There were buildings which were hidden. But, you know, it's fine. Then the fun bit though, we went inside. It's very dark down these corridors. Then all of a sudden you turn around and there's this fantastic mural there. There's always something to take your eyes. This fireplace, the original flooring, and then into the main lobby where, wow, it's actually in excellent condition. Got all this stained glass, beautiful shaped windows. I remember thinking as well that there's quite a lot of holes, a bit like this. My favourite hole was one that looked like a love heart, which, you know, it's expensive and everything, but I can always sell those as prints for Valentine's Day. We couldn't see a lot of the place. A lot of it was unsafe, especially upstairs in the turret. And then the back, which this whole extension was completely collapsed. So we couldn't go in. Well, I went in, but not too far. So yeah, we got outside, weren't there long, maybe an hour if that. Got in the car. Alright, let's get going. Got some Lorenzos and left. So yeah, first question is like, was we gonna buy it? No, absolutely not. We were way out of our depth. I mean, I knew that even before we went inside. It was, you know, it's a massive project. too expensive, and also we didn't know what we were doing. We still don't know that. Put all that together and it's a very easy decision. Unfortunately, old buildings don't let you get away that easily. Remember that video that I made with Brent? Month we wanted to sell it 1,000 times, but now we've fallen in love with it again 1,000 times. It's a very easy place to be obsessed with. Yeah. That's what it was. I mean, all we talked about and thought about, it was the castle. Wake up, castle. Go to sleep, castle. This zany idea to build it in the first place.
Look at all this.
Back then the area was known as Alta Loma. It's now a great little place called Santa Fe in Texas. All this land, it was part of the castle. For a long time it was just mainly farmland. And over time, that 70 acres, it got smaller and smaller, until we're left with what we have, which is just over 4 acres. After that, what it became. This shed right here, it was built in the 50s by the second owners of the place. I still don't understand a lot of the things here, but what I do know is that a lot of time, a lot of pride was put into this place. Everywhere that you look, there's something that you just can't get anywhere else, and that's mainly because it didn't come from Lowe's, it came from somebody's imagination. By chance, the road outside of it became Highway 6. So year after year, thousands of cars have passed the castle every single day. With that, a lot of myths and stories have built up over time. I'll get to that later. Old buildings have character, right? But this place, it's developed a personality. It's truly a one-off. Problems, a lot of problems. Problems can be fixed, I think. So yeah, it took a lot of negotiating back and forth and emails and everything, and eventually we came to an agreement and we couldn't believe it. We were happy, although my mum, she had a different opinion. But you know, the excitement, it didn't actually last that long. Pretty quick, we were like, damn. It's very easy to watch, you know, these other YouTubers and hgtv and have a pipe dream. But when it's reality, it's like, oh, it's kind of scary. In other words, it's easy to talk, but it's much harder to walk. So we did try get a bit of feedback from builders, contractors, all that. Some were positive, but most of them just thought I was one of those lunatics. The main thing is we'd have to give up this house. Look at it. Look how beautiful that is, compared to the dump I was brought up in. It even had a bath. And one night I just woke up and I just did one of my freakouts. I looked up at the, well, it wasn't the sky, it was my cat. I just remember looking at Gertrude and I couldn't see any positive. Everything just added up. Worst thing you can do when you're feeling like that is to start emailing random people. So obviously that's what I did. I messaged Trump, or I tried to. After that, Corey Feldman, the Phantom of the Opera, or even the Blue Power Ranger. Asking them for advice. No one replied. Life had been really consumed with this castle, and we decided, you know what, we're going to back out. We were just terrified. So we had an appointment, but we just went to see it. It was so incredibly heartbreaking because I think we're all looking for that kind of something to do with our lives, aren't we? You know, like a reason to wake up each day. And I thought we found it. But that day it was raining bad.
See all the water just coming in.
Yeah, this is really weird.
Right then and there, I called my realtor, told him, look, 100%, we got to drop out. We can't do this.
You might be able to do it over a few years, not as rapidly as you want.
No, that's why I didn't want to come, because I knew.
So, we left. But guess what? I looked at my phone and I had a message. The Blue Power Ranger actually replied. And he was all for it. And as we were leaving, we just didn't even own it yet, but well, I felt like we were neglecting it. And I was left with a decision that no man wants to make. Who do I trust? My mum? Or the Blue Power Ranger? By October, it was time to close. The Queen had sadly died, and so did my bank balance. Also, nobody wanted to buy my house. Maybe I should have started off with something more in line with my skills, like, I don't know, like a tent. But I guess it got to a point where we were more scared not to buy it than to buy it. So I mean, imagine if we'd have just driven by one day and it just weren't here anymore, and knowing we could have done something about it. Because so many old buildings, you know, have all that history and everything, and they're not even given a chance. That's what we've done. We've given it a chance. And it was just me and Kristen now, wandering around with our castle.
What a cock of bull.
Sorry to keep you waiting with the videos, but oh god, I just farted. Many years ago, these two were involved in building something. At that time, they had no idea that it would become a landmark. Like I said, I've been recording everything, and I'm going to show you everything up until the present day. One of the first things that we did was get some electricity into the place. We can charge tools and all that, but more importantly, I could now boil a kettle. You know, as bad as things get, just boil a kettle. Because if you have tea, you have hope. And when you have hope, anything is possible.